husband's family falsely called CPS on me.
Well, you should falsely imprison them.
Me, female 21, and my male 23 husband have a son 7 months. Our house gets messy, not gonna lie. Yeah, we have trash like pizza boxes on the counter or a takeout box occasionally, and our counters get full with mail or whatever. But we always do our best to clean the place up and make sure it's safe for our son. By the way, this comes from Suspicious Paper 1186, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/okstorytime subreddit. I'm Sophia.
I'm Dakota.
I'm Keon.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we do. So let us know what you would do in the comments. And OP says, a few days ago, I decided it was time to deep clean and baby-proof everything. So I absolutely destroyed the house. I had stuff from the bathroom and the living room, trash, unsafe items in a huge box to throw out, and clothes scattered into piles. Get rid of, keep dirty. I ran out of trash bags, so I asked my husband's mom if she had spare to bring. She brought some and ended up bringing my brother-in-law and his wife to see the baby. I warned her before she got there that it was an absolute mess because we were deep cleaning and rearranging. Everything was fine. They played with my son and I left. A day later, the police showed up at my door saying they wanted a wellness check on my son because he was crying for hours. He didn't cry that night and cried for like 3 minutes while I made him a bottle. The cop said he seems perfectly fine and healthy and no crying, and even gave us advice if he does start crying.
So who called you and said he was crying for hours? Because that's a lie.
Who called you?
Who could have done this?
You?
Who could have done this?
They left and we thought nothing of it. Probably an annoyed neighbor or someone being petty. Whatever. Not a huge deal. Or so we thought. 2 days later, I get woken up to a call from CPS saying there were allegations made. I asked if it was because of the wellness call, and she said no. They did not even know about the police showing up days prior. Anyways, fast forward a few hours, CPS shows up. She takes 2 steps inside and looks confused, then says, "Before I read this, can I just take a look around?" She does a quick look, not even more than a few seconds in each room before coming to the living room, sitting down on the couch. She says, "Clearly what I have here is false, and to be honest, I was scared walking into this one." She proceeds to tell us the accusations. Trash covering the floors to the point the ground is not visible. Toilet paper covered in feces all over the place. The bathtub full of feces. Large boxes full of Panda Express bags, moldy food, rusty items, 20 to 30 soiled diapers, and trash stacked in the hallway. Baby has no food and is fed curdled milk. Baby sleeps in a roach-infested crib. The baby has welts and open wounds on privates and legs. Baby is left unattended 90% of the time. The list apparently keeps going, but she stops and says it's clearly all false and there's no reason to continue because of how outrageous and bad these accusations are. Yes, worse than a bathtub full of crap, apparently. They tell me the case will close and ask personal questions, routine stuff. But this is how I know for a fact it was either mother-in-law, sister, and brother-in-law, or mother-in-law's boyfriend, because the detail of what was in my trash, besides the lies about diapers and mold rusty items, and the placement of the box, could only be the people who were in my house days prior when I was cleaning. No one else could have possibly known that because we did not have people over nor open our door. Very introverted, plus who wants nosy neighbors looking into your house? I contacted her brother-in-law and asked if they called. They said no, and said, "Did mother-in-law?" They said no, and my husband said if it was mother-in-law, she has threatened us with CPS before because son had a fever and we were making him suffer. Then she is no longer allowed to see our son.
Yeah, so that was your mother-in-law.
That was your mother-in-law.
Yeah.
The brother said, "If you keep mom from seeing him, we're disowning you."
Oh, the old Uno reverse card of, no, we're going to do it to you first. Great, I don't care. You're not allowed to be around.
If you say that mom can't see your son, then you're never going to see mom. That was the plan.
I'm responding with, well, consider us disowned.
We also figured out that the cops reported back to the caller, and after they got the news he was okay, they called CPS because they did not like that the police did not step in. My husband thinks he should go off on all of them and cut ties due to the behavior, the accusation, and already rocky relationship prior to this. But we already know they're going to spin it and say we are the a-holes to the rest of his relatives. So would we be the a-holes if we cut ties with them? And there is an edit. I mean, if you can go to your relatives first and say, hey, this is the situation. Otherwise, anyone who believes these lies, probably not the best people to stay in contact with.
How would they even spin it? It's a false accusation. They said your bathtub was full of feces. They said that there was a doo-doo butt toilet paper all over the walls and everywhere.
There was pee-pee and poo-poo and caca all over the place.
They said there was so much trash in your house you couldn't see the floor.
They said your baby was had open wounds.
Their accusations were so insane that the CPS worker opened your door and was like, wait, is this the right place?
Yeah.
Can you, sue for that?
They should be held accountable, I would hope.
I mean, I wonder if it's a false police report at least, which you can get arrested if you make a false, or pay a fine if you make a false police report. Edit, we are definitely going no contact. I am most likely going to share and post this to show that clearly we are not the a-holes here. And there is an update. Just to clarify and add more context. Mother-in-law absolutely hates me because I am a fat white witch, in her words, corrupting her sweet baby boy. I have been with him almost 10 years. We have been dating since 11 or 12-ish, moved in together at 17. Dang.
What?
She tried to break us up and send me back home. I moved from my state to his to be with him. What?
Okay. All right.
Did you meet online?
Okay, we got a lot going on here.
They said they met at 11?
I would
Yeah.
assume they went to school
Probably
together.
school.
But she moved states to be with him.
Maybe they
Was it a pen pal?
That's what I'm wondering.
maybe Roblox.
Talked crap about me to the entire family and has called the cops on me and my husband a year after I moved in, saying we were on substances and all kinds of other lies. We were not. Husband had a mental breakdown, screaming at his mom in front of the cop who genuinely felt bad for my husband. That kind of tells you even the cops knew how wrong she was here. I could go on and on about the mental mind Fs this woman has put us through in the past. More recent events with her, when I became pregnant, she forced her way into my doctor's appointment to make sure I was pregnant. Called my sister-in-law, brother-in-law's wife, and told her that I should not have kids, that she wishes it was her instead. When I was in labor, she sat outside the hospital calling and demanding they let her in the delivery room. Once my son was born, he was medevaced to another part of the state, and she got a plane ticket and went. She got to hug, kiss, and hold my son before me and my husband. When I got there, 24 hours later, because the hospital would not let me go yet, my son had a different name on the board, and her name was under mother. I was pissed.
Freakish.
That's crazy.
Freakish behavior.
I mean, after that, I would have wanted to go no contact.
Yeah.
She treated it like a vacation the whole time and shamed me for not wanting to leave my son's side for a week. We get home and she quit her job and moved in with us. Why are we saying no to
What?
these things?
Why'd she do that? Why'd she do that?
She lived 2 hours away and had a $6,000 a month job just to be near our son. She stayed there rent-free. All we asked for was help, as I was so exhausted from labor, travel, not sleeping at the hospital for a week, obvious reasons. She was there for 2 days and already reorganized my entire house, including my bedroom, after we told her no. She moved her bed into my son's room because he was going to sleep with her. He stayed in our room and then feeds my newborn water after specifically telling her that can unalive a baby. Why is she even remotely anywhere around the baby after that?
She's like, I just don't believe you. The baby's made out of water. How could water harm the baby
I was
if the
gonna say, yeah,
baby
she's
is
like,
mostly water?
We're mostly water, right?
After day 2 and this incident, we were fed up. So my husband just nicely asked her to follow our rules, and she completely blew up on him while he was holding our baby to the point he was shaking. She was in his face, and he told her to get out. Okay, well, so it doesn't actually seem like it did last that long. She texts threatening with CPS because we made her do all the work and our lazy, neglectful parents. She changed 2 diapers and took care of 3 a.m. feedings so I could rest, and my husband was at work that time. We got off contact for a while, but brother-in-law convinced my husband to give her another chance, so we did. Brother and sister-in-law was infertile for years. They tried and tried. Once I fell pregnant, brother-in-law said, completely seriously, we should let them adopt our baby.
What is wrong
These people
with
are
these
crazy.
people? You know there's other babies you can adopt?
I was still pregnant at the time. They called and harassed us constantly about how mother-in-law needed help. Then you help her.
She don't deserve no help from us. She fed my baby water.
Yeah. Wow. Also, Ming, we were being sarcastic about the water. We know you're not supposed to. That we were being very sarcastic about
No,
that.
I think anything you are made mostly out of can't hurt you.
Yeah, I'm gonna drink blood.
That's why
I'm a
if you
vampire
drink
now.
the water fast enough, if you're underwater, you can actually breathe.
Yep. And I'm just gonna double emphasize sarcasm right there. But there's a little bit more. Sister-in-law became pregnant at the end of my second trimester. They moved home and stayed with us for a month. They moved home from a completely different state, which was planned out by them and mother-in-law, and constantly claimed that we used mother-in-law when she stayed with us rent-free and all we asked was for help. By the way, you can help us by listening to full episodes of stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search up OK Storytime. There is a little bit left to this story. Any final thoughts?
I love the idea of having no contact with these people ever again.
Yeah.
What a lovely thing to have.
Agreed. Get them out of your life. Get them out of your kid's life. They shouldn't be anywhere near your kid. Yeah.
Insane being like, you should let us adopt your unborn child. We deserve it.
I would never let my child around them again. I'd be scared.
I like how OP was just trying to figure out who called CPS when we have a history of literally the mom like calling the cops on you, making all these crazy outlandish lies and stuff, and you're like, it certainly couldn't be her again.
It's a real head scratcher.
I just can't put my finger on it.
Who would do such a thing?
But there is a little bit left. Why I stated spin it to the rest of the family. My entire family is in a different state. The only support we had was his family, unfortunately. But we still have a decent amount of his family that support us. Mini update as well. I called my dad and he's flying here and helping me press charges and get a lawyer as well as suing for emotional damage and whatever else. I'm not wanting money, honestly. If we do get anything, it all goes to my son.
Yay!
It hurts that my son will not be able to have that connection with them, but you cannot change people, and they have been given way too many chances. I also personally told most of my husband's aunts and uncles what happened, and they all want to cut them off as well. Thank you everyone for the kind words and advice. Also, I showed this to my husband last night. We stayed up for hours reading comments, and genuinely some comments were funny as F. F waffles equal to the bathtub of crap. And that is the end of that story, folks. But yeah, cut those people off forever.
Sometimes cutting the thread is easier than maintaining the thread.
True.
You know?
But we've got another story coming right up.
My husband says I'm too harsh while I do everything and he plays video games. Get off the games!
Maybe someone's taking him for a ride.
My husband, 25-year-old male, and I, 28-year-old female, got married about 2.5 years ago. I pay the majority of our bills because I make slightly more than my husband, about $5 an hour more. And you pay the majority of the bills?
Yeah, that's crazy.
With the current economic situation and previous loans I had taken out, I work a full-time job as well as DoorDashing whenever I can to help with all the payments. We have a 15-month-old son, and it is very difficult to DoorDash and have him in the car with me while doing so. By the way, this comes from user AITAH 314. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/okstorytime subreddit. I'm Dakota.
I'm Sophia.
I'm Keon.
And we are here to give you good advice, goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We just know what we would do. So let us know what you would do in the comments. And OP says, this past Thursday, I had to leave work early to go pick up our son because my husband wasn't going to be able to get off work in time to pick him up. I pick up our son on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and my husband picks him up on Tuesdays and Thursdays due to my later work schedule on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I had to take my son to urgent care that night due to lots of symptoms of an ongoing double ear infection, upper respiratory infection, and possible bronchitis. Yikes!
Dang, your son is sicker than a dog.
Might as well just give him the bubonic plague at this point. Due to my son having a fever, we had to keep him home on Friday, and I had to stay home from work. I asked my boss if it was okay for me to attend our meeting online due to the circumstances, to which she said yes. After our meeting, I had a friend ask to come over, to which I agreed, and I ended up opening up to her about all the problems my husband and I have been having since I gave birth to our son. In March of this year, I made a list of 8 chores for my husband and I to pick through and complete because otherwise my husband would not do any household chores. My therapist at the time suggested sitting down with a small list and us taking turns choosing which ones we wanted to do. Which chore is at the bottom of that list? Like, which chore is the one getting picked last?
That no one wants to do?
Yeah, for me, it'd be dishes.
For me, it'd be taking out the trash.
That's the easiest one.
Well, it's good that I hate doing it and you do like doing it. And I don't mind doing
So
dishes.
dishes, trash?
But trash is only one day a week.
Dishes, trash.
You don't even take out the trash.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I take the trash out more than anyone.
I don't know. I take out the trash a lot in our apartment.
That's true. I see Keon taking out the trash all the time.
My husband selected unloading the dishes.
Rage.
Guys, she baited me.
Rage.
She baited me successfully. My husband selected unloading the dishes. We don't have a dishwasher, so I have to wash them all by hand from the side of the sink, taking out the trash to the curb, vacuuming and sweeping, and feeding our dog and cat at night. From March to the end of August, my husband vacuumed once and had unloaded the dishes maybe 10 times. He was great about staying on top of the trash and feeding the animals. My husband also has never taken an overnight shift with our son.
What?
Whoa, sorry. I must be in outer space because I must be floating through a different universe.
I'm sorry. He's never taken care of your son during the night? He makes you do every night shift so you never get to sleep properly?
Dude, at the very least, make it a coin flip.
Come on.
I mean, come on. I have always put him to bed, woken up to soothe him at night, feed him, etc. I have to wake up early to get myself ready for the day each morning before my son wakes up because my husband also doesn't help in the mornings unless I physically hand our son to him and say, watch our kid while I brush my teeth, or something to that extent. At the end of August, I gave my husband an ultimatum. In 2 weeks, he needed to show improvement in the amount of work he did at the house and be engaged with our son more, or we would go through a trial separation. I didn't want to separate, but I wanted my husband to see that I was serious about this. I didn't want to continue to basically be his mother as well as my own sons. We had an emergency meeting with our pastor as my husband had gotten extremely upset with this and wanted a mediator for our situation. Our pastor validated my side of things, stating that he could see the physical exhaustion on my face and thought my husband should be doing more as any responsible adult and parent would do. With doing 90% of the housework and being the default parent, as well as working a full-time and part-time job, there are times when it is difficult for me to communicate in a kind way with my husband. Yeah, I wouldn't be communicating kind ever. I would be entirely unable to communicate kindly.
Yeah, I would be so frustrated with my husband. Ooh.
Back to this past weekend. I stayed home all day with our son on Friday and had hoped that since my husband worked Friday and was off Saturday, I could work with DoorDash for a few hours on Saturday and it would be okay. My husband seemed annoyed that he would have to be solely responsible for our son for that time.
Ha! Ha 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 ha!
Annoyed that you're going to go work to make money and he has to, I don't know, be a dad for a day?
Ha! You're not a babysitter, dude. And even if you were, you'd be a bad one. You're a father. Take care of your kid. Help your wife out. Come on, step up.
When I was dashing, he snapped me a picture of our son taking a nap on the floor and thought it was funny. My husband was playing, well, that might be funny.
That could be
Depending
funny.
on how the baby fell asleep, that might be funny. Maybe I was like, look at this stupid baby, fell asleep on the floor.
Can't even drink water.
My husband was playing video games for the 4 hours that I was gone. The dishes I had done the day before still had not been put away, and he had not vacuumed in at least 2 weeks. After our son went to bed that night, I got out my gloves to start cleaning the dishes, and my husband said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I have to do the dishes because clearly both sides of our sink are overflowing with dishes." He said, "I'm going to put them up tomorrow." And I said, "How long did you play video games for today?" My husband said, "Oh, for the majority of the time you were gone."
Dang, he admits it and doesn't even get why that's a problem?
So then I says, "How long does it take you to put the dishes away?" My husband said, "About 5 to 10 minutes. I says, "Then why didn't you carve out 5 or 10 minutes to do the dishes while you were playing video games all day?"
Honey, you don't understand. I can't pause the game.
Honey, I was playing Call of Duty.
Honey, it's an online game. There's no pause button.
It's my duty. I've got to answer the call.
This guy, can rename this guy to Call of Poopy.
Yeah.
Call of Dirty.
Because he stinks.
Oh,
Yeah.
you said duty and I said dirty. We were so close. We almost had it.
Sting.
As you can tell, this is not the first time that I've asked this of him. He became super upset and went straight to bed. If I may add, like a little poopy diaper baby boy.
And if I may add, and not doing the dishes.
We basically had a big knockdown, drag-out fight about how I feel that I'm having to do much more than I'm capable of and need him to start helping. My husband told me that I needed to stop being so passive and just tell him when I need things done and communicate better with him. You mean the thing you've been doing? I told him that we have the chore list written on our calendar in the living room and that he needs to be doing it at least once a week. My husband proceeded to pull out his phone notes and said, "Tell me specifically what I need to do."
Go look at the freaking list.
You've got the list. The list is downstairs. It's already written.
It's written. It's written.
So I listed off the 4 chores I mentioned earlier and stated that he needed to be more present with our son. I didn't feel like this was too much of an ask, and he stated, "I will start doing better." Well, thank God. Now that it's written in the notes app in his phone, he's going to understand it.
He's like, I wasn't going to remember this before, but I've set a timer for every 4 hours. It tells me I need to start doing better.
What a knuckle-dragging simian of a man. Ape brain.
That was a stellar
Thank you.
comment.
I didn't feel like this was too much. He says, "I'll start doing better." I rolled my eyes and told him, that is what you say every time. And granted, you do make a change for about 2 weeks, but then you go back to not even the bare minimum, leading us to the same fight basically every 2 or 3 months. To add to the situation, my husband has a problem with corn and has been working really hard to overcome his problem. Sounds like that is his problem. Oh, I'm sorry. And is around day 115 of being clean. I've told him how proud I am of him, but it doesn't seem to be enough. I guess what I'm trying to say is, am I the a-hole for not being more kind when discussing this with my husband? Do y'all have any advice for ways I can approach things in a better manner? And there is an update.
I am at a loss because you have basically walked him through how to be a parent and an adult step by step, and it's still not fully sinking in. So I guess just hope that he actually starts doing better.
Maybe just try Post-it notes. Post-it notes.
Yeah.
Post-it notes everywhere.
Passive aggressive Post-it notes.
It looks like one of those conspiracy theorists' houses. Those red.
Yeah. Have a Post-it note on the wall that says dishes, and then have a red string
Red
that
yarn.
goes from the Post-it note to the dishes he needs to put away.
I think that would work.
And he just follows the string like, the dishes that I can see with my eyeballs. I guess I'll put those away.
And right next to the dishes is a Scooby snack.
Honestly, the AI robot that does chores is better than your husband.
I think what you need to do...
Marry the AI robot.
I think OP needs to go to him who says, "Can you do the dishes for a Scooby snack?" And he says, "A Scooby snack? Ruh-roh."
I don't know. If he's going to act like a teenager, treat him like a teenager, take away his gaming console.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Until he does the chores. And then you're like...
Shouldn't have to do that, though.
You shouldn't have to do that. But if he's going to act like a man-child, treat him like a man-child.
I don't want to be married to a child, so.
Yeah, it's true. Thank God. Update. I just wanted to add what has happened since I made the post a couple days ago. My husband had not unloaded the dishes after 3 days, and we were both getting ready for the day yesterday morning. So I asked him to unload the dishes. He started to say, "But I was going to," possibly trying to say he was going to do them that night, which is what he always says, but actually followed through and put them away right then. Granted, it was only a couple cereal bowls and some pots and pans at that point because he had waited so long. Last night, we started sleep training with our 15-month-old using the Ferber method. If you don't know what that is, the Ferber method is when you put your drowsy toddler down for bed and then check on them after 1 minute, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, etc. until they fall asleep. You increase the time between check-ins, and you aren't supposed to pick up your child. I told my husband that our son would be crying for a long time, but that it was part of this sleep training and hopefully wouldn't be all night. My husband nodded his head and said he would stay up with me. After we hit the 5-minute check-in time, my husband got so frustrated that our son was not calming down and said, "I'm gonna go lay down," and went to our bedroom to go to sleep.
He gave up after 5 minets?
Well, it was probably like 9 minutes.
Oh,
But
yeah, you're right. That's the
pathetic.
line.
That's pathetic. That is pathetic.
Dang.
So much for staying up with me. Throughout this process, my son would scream and cry really loud, but I knew that I needed to be firm in this training so he and I could get better sleep. My husband was getting so frustrated that he was pounding on our bedroom wall to try and get our son to stop crying.
You were making loud noise to get your baby to stop crying?
What, like you're an old lady on the in the apartment above and you're like banging on the floor with the broomstick?
I think your husband's stupid.
Yeah, I think your husband's got dumb disorder. My husband then proceeded to get his hunting or muting earbuds.
That made me so scared. I'm like, hunting what?
My husband then proceeded to get his hunting or muting earbuds, put them in, and use my pillow to cover his head to drown out the noise while I was in the living room trying to stay calm. I put our son down for bed at 8 p.m. and kept up with the time increments up to 15 minutes. At 10:45, our son finally fell asleep. I was then able to actually sleep in our bed for a full night of uninterrupted sleep for the first time in several months. When I woke up for the day, my son was still asleep, so I was actually able to get ready and take a nice, long, hot shower without anyone needing me in that moment. I felt like a brand new person. And by the way, you can always listen to brand new episodes full of stories just like this on your favorite podcast platform, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to podcasts, search OK Storytime, and you can sleep like a baby who's already gone through the Ferber method with the dulcet tones of this podcast in your ears, although some of them involve us yelling. So we can't guarantee that it'll always be dulcet tones, but we still encourage it. Now, there's a little more story left here. I don't know if you guys should go back to the pastor, but there's some sort of deficiency in your husband's contribution to the household.
Big time.
I think it's really not sustainable in its current state, and I think it's something that needs to be done.
Mm-hmm.
Something must be done.
I'm done with your husband. That's what I'm done with.
You know, he's got to cowboy up, man.
Like, she said that the baby was awake until 10:45.
Yeah, you can't cowboy up until 10:45.
10:45? Come on.
You're banging on the wall, being like, "This dang baby won't shut up." It's like,
that's what babies do.
I think you might have an issue, my guy.
Yeah.
And we have a little bit more story here. When my husband woke up and saw my son and me moving around in the kitchen, he looked at me and said, "Well, that was really frustrating."
I think I would pounce on him. I would pounce. I'd say, I'd turn into a little like freaking spider monster.
You would transmorgify into a creature.
Yes. If he said this to me.
It took all that I had not to yell at him that he wasn't the one actually doing the soothing every 5 to 10 minutes. I told him, yeah, it was frustrating when you were pounding on the walls. He said he wasn't pounding on the walls, and I told him that I heard him very clearly. He said it might have been him hitting his leg once or twice, but I knew that sound because he had done it so many times before. All this to say, we have one good day just to turn around and have a bad day again. I told my husband it may be a full week of this type of training before our son is able to fall asleep independently, and he said that was fine, almost like it didn't faze him.
Yeah, because he's not doing it.
Yeah.
He's not going to be doing any of it. So why does he care?
I know I won't be getting help with this from him now, and I feel like I shouldn't even expect the bare minimum from him anymore. And that's the end of that story.
And maybe the end of the relationship. Because if you can't expect the bare minimum from your partner as like in a relationship or as a parent, not a great, start to the child's life.
You gotta show up and contribute, man.
Mm-hmm.
She's working 2 jobs and is taking care of everything with the kid. You gotta step up. Step up. Like, I don't even want to say this, but I was like, be a man. Like, step up. Like, do something.
Mm-hmm.
Take charge of anything.
Yeah.
You're telling, as a full-grown man, you're like, tell me exactly what it is I need to do, and I'll write it down. It's like, already, we've done this. We've done it before.
I need you to use your brain. That's
Crazy.
What I need.
That is the end of that story. We have another one.
Oh, man, we do. My husband hid months of dealer payments while telling me we were broke.
Yeah, that's an immediate no-go for me, dog.
And this comes directly from the r/OK Storytime subreddit, and there is a trigger warning for mentions of the devil's lettuce. So I, 24 female, found out last night that my husband, 24 male, has been lying to me for the past 7 months. We have been married for a year now, but together for 9 years. We have 2 kids, both under 5 years old. By the way, this comes from Just Curious. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/okstorytime subreddit. I'm Sophia.
I'm Dakota.
I'm Keon.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we do. So let us know what you would do in the comments. And OP says, when our son was small, I left him because he had a problem with smoking the devil's lettuce. He would spend thousands of dollars on devil's lettuce, and it would leave me and the kids struggling, and I ended up picking up a weekend job at an overnight gas station to try and recover.
What, like thousands of dollars? Like what? Like a month? What is the time frame for that? That is a serious use.
Yeah. I made about $400 a week, and he would literally spend it all. He spent close to $1,600 a month on it.
Oh my God.
And I was just completely done. At this time, we only had our oldest, so I packed us up and left. We went to stay with my parents, and for a year and a half, we lived there. Over this time, he got better. He stopped smoking, got a better job, got a nice vehicle, did everything right. So we got back together, but didn't live together. We talked, dated again for another 6 months, and then decided to just get married.
Yowza. That's not how you solve
I
things.
can't see that going wrong in any way.
We found out we were pregnant again 3 weeks after we got married. I thought all was well. Everything seemed great, but then I started to smell devil's lettuce on him from time to time. I know that most of his family does smoke, so I just kind of assumed it was them. But on these days that I smelt it, he would immediately go take a shower and brush his teeth.
He would say, you
Look.
smelt it, you dealt it.
I think if y'all guys were going to get back together, and I think there needed to be a very clear set of boundaries regarding his use, whether or not it's completely zero and that is part of the deal, or it's like, hey, I understand maybe this is something you do, but you cannot do it at the expense of our children.
Yeah.
Like you cannot be spending that much money because we have children to take care of. And B, if you are that intoxicated, if you are in a cloud constantly, you cannot be the best parent that you can be.
Mm-hmm. That brings us to last night. His grandpa called and asked us to send him some money for a bill we had due that was in his grandpa's name. I was like, okay, and got on my husband's phone and went to his Cash App to send the money. We have had the same passwords on our phones for the past 5 years and have never changed them. And we have an open phone policy. But as I was about to send the money, I saw a recent transaction for $100. It was to his old dealer. This is when I decided to snoop. I went to see their transaction history and saw that over the past 7 months, he has paid this man almost $800.
Well, it's within the context, a significant improvement from $1,600 a month. So he's down. I don't know what the percentage on that would be over 7 months, but it's still a eyebrow-raising amount to be spending when you have 2 children. And the bad part about this is it's a secret. It cannot be a secret.
Yeah, you can't keep lying to your partner, especially when you guys literally broke up and she took your kid because of this. I didn't know what to do, and I just took pictures and put his phone down and went to bed. Devil's lettuce is very illegal in my state, and we know people whose kids have been taken away from them because they smoke.
Okay, then that changes literally everything.
Ooh,
now you can't do it.
Yeah, you can't do it at all then, because
you can't do it.
You could go to jail, and then you won't be there to parent your kids. This was the only reason I decided that we could get back together if he was certain he would never smoke again. Now, I don't know what to do. I don't even know for certain if he is smoking or if he's just buying it for his family or if he was in debt to him. If I ask him about it, he'll be mad that I snooped through his phone. He was talking to me this morning saying how we need to budget better and not spend money, and that he never spends money on himself. He literally said that.
Maybe. Yeah, this is not good. This is not good.
Yeah, the audacity to be blaming you for your guys' money troubles or just money budgeting issues. While he's doing this, he also said that he hasn't used his Cash App since he got his new phone, which he got last week. And the transaction on there was from Tuesday this week. So he lied straight to my face twice today. I saw on one of his apps that he talked to the guy on Tuesday as well, but their messages don't save, so I don't know what they said. I'm so confused and don't know what to do. We have 2 kids, we're married, and I don't work anymore. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I don't have a bank account. I only have a card to his bank, but I have no way to access it and see how much is in there. He refused to make me an authorized person unless we got a postnuptial agreement, even though he promised to put me on there before we got married. And I promised to put you guys on to more full episodes of stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search up OK Storytime.
Go ahead, I double dog dare you.
I dare ya. But there is a little bit left to this story. Any final thoughts?
Well, it's a very, there's the moving pieces of this are like, what kind of income is he bringing in? You're raising 2 kids. Would you be able to fiscally, would it make sense? There's a lot going on. There's more info that needs to be gathered. Is he buying it for his family?
Yeah.
What is But it needs to be
doesn't make any sense to me.
Dude, it needs to be just the wake up of remember what we talked about?
Remember when I left with your kid?
I'd give him maybe one chance just to be like, hey. No,
Hey.
don't even outright accuse him. Just be like, do you remember what we talked about with the smoking and the deal that we had? And then he's like, yeah, I agree that we never do it again. And you just go, do you have anything that you need to tell me right now?
In the wise words of Dua Lipa, can't even say it. One chance is all it takes.
Wise words.
The whole song is now speeding through my head.
But there is a little bit left to this story. I can't go back to my parents because they moved and don't have the space. And we aren't on the best terms anymore because my dad wanted me to wait longer before I married him. Unfortunately, your dad was right. I don't even have a car anymore. He was using mine for work and letting me use his new one, and someone hit him and totaled my car. We haven't got a new one yet. I don't have a support system other than his other side of the family who doesn't smoke. I don't have any money. I don't have a job, and I don't have a car. I have 2 kids, and I have nowhere to go. I feel like I'm suffocating. I don't even know how to bring this up to him, that I know he lied straight to my face. What do? Comment 1 says, do not confront him. Step 1, go open a bank account. Make sure it's a different bank than the one his account is at and tell no one. If he uses Bank of America, you go Chase, vice versa. Step 2, you're going to play the long game. Do all the groceries. Every time you check out, take $20 cash back and hide it in a place he'll never find it until you deposit it in your new solo bank account. Take cash back anytime you have the chance to, like pay for gas inside instead of the pump if they have a cash back there. Always small amounts that would still equal an amount you would have spent wherever you are. $5 to $50. Step 3, reach out to your parents. Tell them they were right. Parents love to hear their kids admitting they were right. That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, your dad's going to love to hear that he was freaking right about your dirtbag boyfriend.
Yeah.
Or husband now.
He will.
If they care enough to be upset you married him, they care enough to help you get out of there. I suggest you take the kids to visit your parents. Then, once you are safe, confront him by phone. Do go spend money on a car that he is entitled of half of in the case of a divorce. And that is the end of that story. Yeah, I guess if you're in a unsafe situation, then yeah, follow all of that stuff.
I mean, I think that the biggest thing was just not having the
Income.
the fiscal means
Sure.
to do it. So yeah, I guess squirrel. That was a pretty good step by step.
I agree. Very good step by step. And I 100% agree with the go back to your parents, see if they can help. But that's the end of that story. And we've got some comments to read.
We got one more.
Oh, but we're at the hour.
We got another little boy. My husband ruined my childhood keepsakes.
He ruined my dream journal.
For Pete's sakes. I am a 29 female house spouse to a man of the same age. I usually wake up after he's already gone to work. I have previously told him that he can wake me up with him in the morning.
I thought you wanted a layup.
Sorry, I should.
I'll
Let me do it one more time.
No, it's too late.
I've previously told him that he can wake me up.
Wake me up inside.
Can't wake up with him in the morning, but
phenomenal.
he rarely does it. By the way, this comes from user Sporget.
That's a color.
That's kind of a yellowy red.
Sporget for sure. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit where this story was submitted. I'm Dakota.
I'm Sophia.
I'm Keon.
And we are here to give you good advice, goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we do, so let us know what you would do in the comments, as OP says. This morning, I woke up and noticed a towel tossed over a wooden chest that my grandfather had made for me when I was a child. I have used it to store many keepsakes over the years, and it is still holding up very well. Until now. When I lifted the towel, a significant amount of laundry detergent had been spilled on it.
No.
He had made an attempt to clean it by putting a bath towel on it and leaving it be.
He didn't even
What?
try.
Wait, I'm sorry, what?
He
said-
literally...
He said, if I just throw this towel on it, it'll clean itself.
It'll magically wipe away.
This man literally hit the throw a blanket on it.
He said, if I just put this dish in the sink and soak it, it'll be clean by the time I come back.
What a silly guy.
Hey.
By the time I had woken up and found it, the detergent had soaked through and was creating a puddle underneath the
Oh,
wood.
no.
How much detergent? Why? What's going on? How did that even happen?
I'm sorry, did he pour detergent on the towel?
And he still thought leaving a towel over it. It was like, the towel will soak it up, right?
What?
Sorry, babe. I thought that was one of them fancy AI digital towels that could scrub and do everything by itself.
Okay.
Babe, I thought I knew what to do. I didn't have any internet connection. I couldn't ask ChatGPT how to do this. I quickly lifted it up and attempted to wipe the bottom and noticed that more had continued to seep out. I opened the chest to find books, things I made in grade school, yearbooks, and my old Christmas stocking soaked. The tears I had barely been holding back flooded out, and I struggled to go through the wreckage. While I was discovering the extent of the damage, I sent him a few pictures with sarcastic thanks and please take better care of my things. However, once I had opened the chest, I sent a message saying that I was not effing happy and that he had ruined quite a few of my things. My partner came home and confronted me about my response, saying it was unwarranted, that he doesn't react that way when I break his things repeatedly, and that I'm just going to be mad regardless of what he says. I have broken a few things of his, yes, small, non-sentimental items like a cup and glass paraphernalia for smoking. When those happened, I immediately brought them to his attention and offered to try to fix them. Usually his responses are nothing bad, though there have been occasions where I feel his response is unfair. Sometimes I confront the issue, other times it's not as big of a deal and I let it go. He thinks that I'm acting like he spilled it maliciously and that I'm being unfair as I was the one who instructed him to set things up that way, which is true for every part but the detergent. Is he trying to say you were like, oh, yeah, this is your fault, because if I spill an entire bottle of detergent somewhere, how am I supposed to know to clean it up better than just putting a towel over it?
You told me that if I put the detergent in the laundry machine, it'll clean the laundry. How was I supposed to know that I could only put a little capful and not the whole bottle?
I'm struggling to understand how
Dumb,
so
dumb,
much
dumb.
detergent could be spilled. That it went through, okay.
No
the
clue.
Wooden chest, a wooden chest. The detergent was so thick, it seeped through the chest and through the bottom?
Probably through the cracks.
Are you using acid for your detergent?
I think so.
I am so bewildered. By the way, there's a bewildering amount of full episodes with stories just like this that you can listen to on your favorite podcast platforms. iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to podcasts, just search OK Storytime and help us decipher the detergent riddle.
The secret of the detergent, a Nancy Drew mystery.
My favorite, I was going to say Hardy Boys.
Too late. Gotcha.
Goosebumps.
No, totally different. Wrong.
R.L. Stein. If you met R.L. Stein in real life, would he be IRL Stein?
Yeah.
I expressed that I am mad about him making no attempt to wake me up if he didn't have time before work, not that he made an accidental mess. So was my response unwarranted? I want an outside perspective to know if I was truly an a-hole or if I'm justified in feeling and acting that way, the way I did. I have no problem approaching him and apologizing if I was, and would hope for the same from him. And that is the end of that story.
He's the a-hole.
I think you're fully warranted in being upset that your husband doesn't know how to use a towel.
Or how to apologize.
Or how to clean a mess.
He doesn't know how to clean up emotional or physical messes.
I was gonna say, like, yeah, accidents happen, but like, dude threw a towel over it and said,
yeah,
that'll clean it.
The thing, yeah, that's the thing.
And
It's
then-
like, it's
and
not
yeah.
even you dropped laundry detergent all over my stuff. It's you put a towel on it.
Like, you didn't fix it, and then I was right there. You could have woken me up, and I could have taken care of it, but you did not wake me up. It's
Wake
like,
me up
it's just
inside.
weird energy. And then him like being like, well, you've broken my stuff before. It's like, yeah, but I didn't break any of your priceless sentimental keepsakes that are irreplaceable. And also, every time I break something, it sounds like I'm like, I want to fix this and make it right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's apples and oranges, which
It
I've
just don't
always
make
felt is a bad
sense.
comparison because they are both fruit.
They
True.
taste different.
It should be like apples and,
Tomatoes.
Still fruit.
you know,
Still
steel
fruit.
beams. It's like
Apples and-
there's no comparison.
Chocolate.
But that is the end of this episode. So if you love us, make sure to subscribe.
We love you and
And
see you tomorrow. Hey, don't leave. Where are you going? We have more bonus episodes for you to listen to. We think you're gonna like them, so stick around, please.
I started dating my best friend's ex-husband. It went nuclear. I have been best friends with Anna since we were 18 in college. She married her now ex when she was 24, but left him 3 years ago to move in with her affair partner a few states away. They have 2 boys together, 8 male and 6 male. Her ex, who we'll call Ben, got full custody, and Anna didn't really fight for it and was happy to just pay child support. She's only seen her boys less than 5 times since the divorce. I'm a full-time single mom with a son of my own, 6 male. I'm a trust fund baby, so that's what supports us. Good for you guys. By the way, this comes from Throwaway XFXH, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/okstorytime subreddit. I'm the godmother to both of Anna's boys, and we all live in the same neighborhood, and their home is just a 5-minute walk away from ours. Ben works full-time and sometimes has to work late in the office, so I usually babysit the boys. I've been in their life since they were born, so they've always been comfortable around me. My son and his sons are really close too, since they grew up together and are pretty much brothers at this point. It's a weird setup, but it works for us. I've had feelings for Ben for the longest time, but didn't act on it because I didn't want to ruin what we currently have. The divorce was hard on him too, and I didn't want to make things even more difficult. I don't do what I do for his family because I have feelings for him or anything. I genuinely love those 2 little boys. Last night, technically just a few hours ago, I dropped my son off at his house for a sleepover, and he insisted that he walk me home. His mother was staying for a couple of weeks, so the boys had someone to watch over them. We took the longer 15-minute route and ended up talking, and he told me that he's had feelings for me but was too afraid to say anything too.
Oh my God.
Whoa.
Twinning.
Oh
Twinsies.
my gosh. Well, long story short, we kissed, and now we're going on a date next Friday.
Oh boy. And there will
Joy.
surely be no consequences to these decisions.
Not at all.
Ah.
It was magic. But now my question is, should I tell Anna? While the split hurt our friendship, I'm still in contact with her, and we talk about 2 times a month or so. She's told me that she still loves Ben and misses her kids, and how much she regrets leaving for a richer man. Dang, man. Oh, then she posts pictures all lovey-dovey with him somewhere overseas. She's been unstable for the last couple of years, which is why I remained in contact with her as her support system, but I sometimes consider cutting her off because she's toxic. Ben knows that we still communicate, but has told me that he didn't want to know anything about her and what she's up to. So should I give Anna a heads up and talk to her about it? Is she even owed an explanation? I'm just afraid that she might go nuclear if she finds out and somehow involve the kids. Advice would be helpful. Thank you very much. And we do have some comments with advice, but Dakota, I want to hear yours.
I mean, okay, my issue with this is I feel like OP's trying to be like, what do I do so that I get out of this without anything happening?
Yeah.
Something's going to happen.
Yeah.
You're going to have to face that and deal with it is what you're going to have to do.
Yeah. So it's like, I guess, which do you want to deal with the least? You know, do you want to end the friendship possibly? Or do you want to, I don't know. What is the other option? I feel like that's all that can happen.
I feel like the only thing you can do is just be like,
Live happily
hey,
ever after.
this has happened. It's what's happening.
Yeah.
And I know that you're going to feel something about it.
Yeah.
So we can either try to talk it out or just like have space or like no longer be friends. But like if you're going to go through with, you know, having a serious relationship with one of your best friends, which I don't even know if she really is your best friend the way you describing it.
Yeah.
You've been her support system, but you're gonna have to be ready to completely let it go for the relationship.
But let's see what the comments say. Comment number 1 says, why are you friends with her again? She cheated on her husband, left him for a richer affair partner, pretty much ditched her children, and then has the audacity to say that she loves her ex and misses her kids? How many times have you seen her in the last 3 years? She doesn't have any right to know just yet. Wait and see what develops with Ben, and then tell her. She will most likely try to sabotage your budding relationship when she finds out. You and Ben should be prepared for that. Good luck. And OP responds saying, I sometimes ask myself the same question. I guess it's the history. I don't know. She's lost friends over the years, and I've pretty much been the only constant in her life. And I'm not exactly sure about her logic, but I do have a feeling that she's being somewhat honest about still being in love with Ben in her own twisted way. I've seen her about as many times as she's seen her kids. Like I said, I'm around a lot, and I see her boys pretty much every day. Dang.
Okay, so she's not really your best friend.
Yeah,
You've seen her 5 times in 3 years.
Yeah.
You could do whatever you want and just prepare for her to be upset. Of course she's gonna be mad.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know if mad's the right way. She's not going to like it.
That's
So,
for sure.
You know, but is it really any of her business if she just up and left and like basically was like, I'll just pay child support, I'll hardly see my kids.
It's like, well, you got yourself into that. Sorry, dude. Someone else responds, there's a big lack of empathy and consideration here. You should keep in mind that Anna is a human being with her own story as well, and condemning her this hard is a bit much. We don't know her part of the story. What we do know, however, is that she told OP about her feelings and that they consider each other friends. Since everything else is subjective, I'd say all we can determine is that there's good reason to assume that Anna might want to be informed, and equally good reason to actually do so. So, OP, in my opinion, you should tell her. You don't need to take crap, and you can react to her reaction however you feel appropriate, but from what we know, it seems like you should tell her that. And there is an update. Do we think she's gonna tell her?
Yeah.
I think so,
I think
too.
she will because the internet has told her to. But like, I just think you need to know what this is a nuclear arsenal you are messing around with here.
Yep.
So it's like, you just have to own that. Own it.
But we do have an update. So, first of all, thank you for all the advice. I got a lot of mixed replies ranging from telling her, not telling her, or letting Ben tell her. That's a good option. I didn't even think of that. So the day after I posted, I went to Ben's house to help the kids with their homeschooling as always. Ben, his mom, and the kids all surprised me with a big breakfast, which was really lovely. After that, Ben's mom said that she'd help the kids for now, and that Ben and I had a little talk about Anna. He told me that he wants to tell her himself since he was the one who asked me out, and I agreed. Later in the day, I got an angry call from Anna calling me a man-stealer. What? And a bunch of nasty things. Apparently, since we were friends, Ben was supposed to be off limits. She told me how I stole the love of her life. I guess she wanted to come back after milking the new guy.
Whoa.
That's a weird way to say that.
Look, she didn't steal anything. You threw it away.
Yeah.
It's not your it's not yours anymore.
Exactly. I'm not very good at dealing with confrontation, so I just hung up, blocked her, and cried. I'm pretty sure the friendship is over at this point, and there is no going back. Ben later told me that when he told Anna, he got the same BS about how she still loved him, wanted to come home, etc. Then when he said that he was going to start dating me, gush, her tone changed to her fighting him for custody. Ben assured me that he talked to his lawyers and it would be very unlikely that she would win, especially since she's barely seen them since the divorce. It's also worth noting that Anna's new boyfriend is child-free, she told me. So I doubt that he would relish in the thought of a couple of kids wreaking havoc in his fancy condo in the city. Friday's date was amazing. That's good. Ben took me out for a drive and we ended up having dinner on the beach with meals him and his mom cooked. Without boring you guys with too much detail, we're both into each other and have been for the longest time, 2 years for me and a year for him after he fully got over Anna. He's always wanted to ask me out, but was too afraid to do so till his mom scared him by saying some other guy would snap me up. Thanks for the assist, Ben's mom. We already have a pseudo-blended family thing going on. I mean, my son goes with them when they go camping, fishing, and all of the father-son stuff. Ben's pretty much the closest thing to a dad my boy has ever had. Aw. We're definitely not rushing into things and have agreed that whatever happens between us stays between us. He's still going to be there for my son, and I'm definitely going to be there for his kids. Adjustment shouldn't be hard because we're always around each other anyway. I spend just as much time at his place as I do in my own home. We both want the same things in life and are pretty much on the same page at the moment. I don't really want to push too much pressure on this, but it does feel like it could be a real thing. I'm still sad about the situation with Anna and how our friendship ended, but trading a toxic friend for a loving boyfriend is something that I would do any day of the week. I had to block her on everything, but I still get messages from some of my old friends asking me what was going on because they know that Anna is a bit nuts. So it was a bit awkward having to explain the whole thing to a bunch of people, but you know what's never awkward?
Yes.
What, Dakota?
The full stories.
The full episodes with stories just like this one. And where are they, Dakota?
Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, and wherever you listen to podcasts.
Just search OK Storytime. It's not awkward, I swear. I swear, you guys. But there is a little bit more to the story.
It's cool noises for you.
Do we have any final thoughts before we move on?
Some kung fu. You know, again, this is my whole beef with this story is everything was done right, it sounds like, because it was like years after the divorce and they had it wasn't this like mischievous, insidious plot OP had to like slowly like take Ben.
Exactly.
But just know that like if you're gonna get with someone who was your friend's ex-husband and they had a nasty divorce and she's all messed up about it and then you start dating him, she's gonna hate that. So just like don't even question if it's like, oh well, can we work through? Nope. Just know she's gonna hate you. And or at least expect that. I mean, who knows? Like if you have a vulnerable conversation about it, who knows what could come of it.
I feel like you definitely knew how it was gonna turn out. And then it went exactly how you expected. But it's fine because, again, like you said, traded a toxic girlfriend or like, friend that's a girl for a loving boyfriend. So it's a win in your case. There's a little bit more to the story. Overall, things are good. I may have lost a friend, but as many of you pointed out, she wasn't much of a friend anyway. I'm not sure when we're planning on telling the kids, but we already spend most holidays together, so there's no real rush if we wait. Any advice on this would be helpful, by the way. Again, thanks Reddit. I think I needed to hear how toxic Anna was that I needed to cut her off. As you guys said, it's none of her business now. And edit, thank you guys so much for the kind responses and well wishes. Lots of people are asking me to update in the future, so maybe I might do so if the mods allow me to. Maybe when we get married. Ha ha ha. But it's still a lot to deal with regarding telling the kids and dealing with Anna. But Ben and I talked, and I'm confident that we can make it through. And that is the end of that story. Boom. Pretty good. Yeah, you could probably... With the kids, I mean, I've never been in her situation. Don't have kids, not married, not divorced, whatever her situation is. But probably, wait for the relationship to get a little bit more established and like a little more serious and confident in the relationship. And then maybe you could tell him. You don't want to tell him like the first week you're dating and then break up and be like, what?
Yeah, again, it's like different depending on. She just doesn't sound like she's actually your best friend. If someone's close to you, I would 10 out of 10 times be like, hey, if I date your ex, is that going to literally ruin our entire friendship?
Right.
Before anything happens.
Yeah.
So, but we didn't really have to do that in this situation because she was toxic and just abandoned her family. So I think there was a comment that was perfect. It was like, it's like putting a couch on the curb that has a big free sign on it and then calling the police on the person who takes it.
Yeah.
Like
that's a great analogy.
Gave it up, dude.
That's exactly what happened.
Shout out that commenter. I don't know what your name was, but my best friend accused my husband of cheating, but I know it's not true.
Nah, it's not true.
Yeah, are you sure about that? So I, 29, met my best friend Sarah, 29, and husband, 31, when I was 11. I just moved to a new country with my family, and my now sister-in-law introduced me to Sarah, 29. Now that we're adults, we share some friends, but we each have different groups to do different things. By the way, this comes from user Throwaway Bad BF, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/okstorytime subreddit. So, usually, I'm working in the office from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., and I have a 30-minute break that I usually take to have my second breakfast. And sometimes I go to my husband's office, which is 5 minutes away, walking, or a cafe near my job. Sometimes I have to work out of my office or go to another city. Every now and then, I mention to Sarah if I have to travel for work during the week in casual conversation. Last week, I had to travel for work on Wednesday, but Tuesday night, there was a red alert about the weather the next day, so my work thing was canceled and I stayed home with my 2-year-old. My husband went out at 6 a.m. to make sure his business was closed and put up some flood protection, and by 7:30 a.m., he was back at home making breakfast. It didn't start raining until 1 p.m. At 3 p.m., Sarah sent a message asking if I was at home already because it was flooding where I was traveling, and I just texted back, "I'm home safe." We literally didn't go out until Friday. Saturday, Sarah and I go to the same gym class. She told me we needed to talk in private, so we went to my car. And she told me basically, quote, "On Wednesday, I saw your husband with a woman, and they were making out, and your kid was in the car."
Not with the kid. Leave them out of it.
That kid's guilty. Why didn't that kid stop his dad?
Wow. The kid is the a-hole here.
I was frozen for a bit. Then I remembered that I was working from home with my husband and my baby for 2 days. I realized she was lying, but I didn't understand anything. I asked 3 times if she was sure it was this week's Wednesday, and she confirmed it 3 times. I asked her about the time, and she said about 11 a.m. I asked if it was during the red alert, and she said yes. I asked her if she was 100% sure, and she launched a whole description of my husband macking with a gorgeous Barbie lookalike blonde girl in his car in front of our kid near his office during the red alert. So he was putting my son at risk and cheating in front of him.
Ew. Ew.
But he wasn't.
If it was this Wednesday, then no. But if it was last Wednesday, okay.
Right, because it's the time. The time's not timing, right? Anyways, I told her my work thing was suspended because of the red alert, and we were both home the whole time it was activated. She tried to say she got confused with the days, but she had confirmed it 3 times. I told her to leave, and she left running.
Wait,
I just imagine her leaving like
she just takes off in a sprint, running away from you after you say you're wrong, leave, and she's
just pure raw athletic power. I went home and did the whole betrayed spouse house search. There was no hidden phone. I have all the passwords to every device in the house, and not for lack of trust. It's because I manage part of his business, and he's bad with passwords. I even looked after hidden emails, and the only thing he was hiding was his paranormal podcast he listens to sometimes. Hey, embrace that, buddy. What are you doing hiding that? Huh? That night, I told my husband what was going on, and he denied ever cheating, and even worse, disrespecting his own son that way. I believe him 100%. There wasn't a change in his behavior or routine. He gave up his phone. He gave up his phone right away, and I told him I already checked everything in the house, and he told me to check his car then. We decided to call Sarah together. She picked up the 3rd call, and she was crying. I told her to just tell me why she lied. She swore she wasn't lying, but told me she got confused with Monday. I told her Monday our son was in daycare, and we had breakfast during my break. So at what time did my husband go take our son out of daycare, go to pick up this girl to make out with in front of my baby, and then back to the daycare for me to pick him up and then have breakfast with me?
Make it make sense.
Sarah, you're not making any sense, Sarah. She cried more and told me she didn't know. So my husband told her to cut the crap if she had at least a shred of decency and tell us why she was lying. She said she was sorry and hung up, and then had the audacity to block us. I told the friends we had in common with her, and everyone is mad and can't explain what happened to her. She's not picking up the phone, but sent a message back saying she was sick. Some of them asked her why she was lying, and she blocked them. Someone even called her mom, and she is just as shocked. No one understands what's going on. Dude, they called them mom. They must just be concerned. They're like, this isn't...
Yeah.
Why would Sarah do this? Occam's razor is basically that it's like, if it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it's a duck.
Ah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's that the most sensible solution is often
Sure.
the most likely.
Sure.
I think she just wants her husband. She's trying to break him up so that she can swoop in and take her man.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Sounds like it.
It's that simple. And she's probably just not very good at it. Maybe she's not
Apparently.
the best. I thought maybe it was a crush, right? But my husband never liked her that much, so he didn't pay attention to her. She isn't even added to his socials because she never liked her when Sarah was his sister's friend or when she became my friend too.
If anyone understands that,
If anyone knows what that means,
drop the translation in the chat.
for the love of God.
But I'm thinking we can figure it out with context.
But hey, OP, I just want to tell you right away, people who have infatuations with others, it doesn't have anything to do with them liking them back. You know, like that guy who drove his car through Jennifer Aniston's front gate. I don't think he did it because he knows Jennifer Aniston likes him back. The point being, crushes can be one way, OP. They don't interact unless it's necessary. To say she got a crush so big she thought it was worth it to try to break a family apart is a stretch. I do know that sometimes she gossips a little too much, or sometimes she talks about things she shouldn't, but I never thought it would develop into something this big. I had this girl at my side for really hard moments, and I had her back when she needed me. She was one of the first people I told about my wedding and pregnancy. I loved this girl since we were little. I just don't understand, and she's not talking to anyone. Comments. Before we get into those comments, do we have any comments here?
Do I ever?
Oh boy.
Yeah, I feel like this is like, okay, what's going on over here?
Yeah.
Little rascal. Little rascal.
Little rascal.
What's her name? Amy?
Oh, little rascal.
What's her name? Is it Amy? No,
Is it-
Sarah.
Yeah,
Silly
Sarah.
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 What are you doing?
Sarah.
Yeah, I feel like OP, you can probably trust your husband because there's more to the story. Who knows if that's actually true? But you can probably trust your husband in that he doesn't like her, and she's just going a little cuckoo with love, cuckoo
Yeah.
with her crush of OP's husband.
She got that cuckoo crush.
Cuckoo crush.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Let's see what the internet has to say. Comment number 1. She wants you to be single so you're free to hang out with her. Oh. She wants your husband to be free. But why? She wanted to stir up drama. These are all potential reasons she's done this that a commenter is listing.
Yep.
She was mistaken. But regardless of her reason, she's not a good friend, and you're right to distance yourself from her. A reply is maybe misery loves company. Jealousy seems to be the most logical explanation here. This is the kind of crap I see my mom doing, just making up stuff about people in order to stir up crap because she's so miserable in her own life.
Dang, man.
That do be going around.
Yeah.
Comment 2, is Sarah having a mental breakdown? It would be very strange if she was previously a good friend and then suddenly starts sabotaging your relationship. Not you, but someone else should take her for a mental health check. Reply, as a former nurse, this is the first thing that popped into my mind, especially when we learn how she responds to others who find out. It looks like so much more than jealousy. She's in the right age range for certain types of mental health issues also. Good job letting others know, including her mom, but keep your eyes open. This could be the end of things with her, but it could certainly veer off into crazy town too. Be safe. Comment 3, what is Sarah's living situation? If you don't tell us she's married and lives with a partner and went through a breakup, has kids, what does she do for work, etc., how often do you guys hang out? I'm assuming she is single, as you called her mom and not her partner, but telling us a little more about her life might shed some light on why she's acting so crazy. Can you think back whether she's ever said anything negative about your husband before? Have you spoken to your sister-in-law about this? What does she think? Maybe the two of you should pay Sarah a visit. Perhaps going without your husband might make her more willing to tell you why she's making stuff up about him. And maybe she had a brain tumor. This is so strange. I honestly don't know without hearing a bit more about her life. OP says she's single and never really liked being in relationships with no bad breakups. She works from home in her field and was happy with it. Our group of friends are her longest and I would say main friendships, but she also has a healthy social life outside of us, you know? If she wants to make plans, she has people to do them. Also, my husband and Sarah are not like rude to each other, but Sarah knows that she isn't his favorite friend of mine, but she never said something bad about him, at least to my face. She was still invited to every cookout, birthday, or stuff like that. She was welcome in our house and treated like any other guest. We usually see each other once a week outside the gym, sometimes with other friends, sometimes with my kid, sometimes alone. We don't have a set schedule, but we make time. I admit my sister-in-law went crazy on her on messages, but she is currently living abroad, so I would say that bridge is burned. Some friends are suggesting mental health issues because she never did anything like this, but she's still not talking. And there's an update. I think maybe it's not a crush.
Yeah, maybe there's a little more going on here.
Now that I have a little bit more Occam on my razor,
Yeah.
I'm starting to see that maybe it is like the I want my friend.
Yeah.
I don't like your husband because he doesn't like me.
Yeah. I think it definitely could be like she just needs a friend. Like, yeah, maybe she's going through something and she's missing her friends, or like maybe expecting OP to be there for her a little bit more, even though she did mention that she has like more friends and more of a support group or something. So I don't know. Maybe she just feels like she can't be the only single one. She's like, hey guys, over here. And it could just be the kind of thing, like maybe she's just going through her own thing. You can be friends again at some point, but while she's doing this and pulling all this crap, maybe not the best time to hang out and see each other all the time.
Let's see what's in the update. So, ooh, mama, I got the truth finally, and it was far more stupid than I thought.
Let's hear it!
Oh, boy. So, Sarah's mom told me to come to her house for a conversation with Sarah and to bring a friend as a buffer. I went for closure. She apologized a lot, but I literally had to interrogate her to give me reasons, and I finally got them. She lied because she was mad that I missed our girls' trip. A 5-girl group for the second time. Once because I had a 2-month-old baby. And this year because I had to work during August and it was the only month everyone else was free.
Your husband's cheating on you. Just come hang out with us.
Come
Scott,
hang
you don't have time because you
Yeah.
like are married or something, and even though that's not the reason. Well, your husband's cheating on you. I saw it. I
He's
saw it happen
cheating
on
on
Wednesday
you.
and then Monday.
Yeah. So also give him custody though so that you're free all the time.
Yeah, quit your job. God.
Oh, is
don't
this
even care
even
about
real?
us.
Could this be real?
Yeah, listen, it could. It
It totally
knowing
could, dude.
Some people I know, it could.
I had traded my vacations for December and extra days they owed me, so I'll be out of the country from December to January 10th and miss her birthday in December and other winter activities in January. Her reasoning was that if I thought my husband cheated, she was sure I would leave, but he wouldn't let me take my son abroad for too long without him, so I would be forced to stay, but would be able to travel during my husband's custody time. You were trying to, like, home wreck these people over, like, a ski trip?
We gotta hit the slopes. It's important.
God,
It's
I
important.
don't know whether to be, like, impressed at your dedication for hitting the slopes or horrified at your lack of priorities.
She was probably like really behind Gwyneth Paltrow and being like, she missed a whole half day of skiing.
She was just being mean and selfish because of a trip that I missed and a birthday. She thought it would be okay to break my son's family apart so she can have all of her friends for attention. I told her to never contact me again and to avoid me everywhere. Don't come to my house. Don't call me. We're done. My friends are aware to not invite me to things if she's going to be there, but everyone is mad at her, so she is the one not being invited. And by the way, I invite you to listen to full episodes with stories just like this on Spotify and iHeartRadio and Apple Podcasts and wherever you listen to podcasts. All you have to do is search OK Storytime, the name of this show, and you will find over 2,000 episodes for your listening delight. Mmm.
Go on over.
Scrum diddly umptious, says your
invited.
eardrums. So there is a little bit more story left. Honestly, like, yeah, that is what you do. What has been done is I have nothing to say.
Yeah.
Other than like, my God,
Don't
what
be
a
friends
horrible
anymore.
friend.
Yeah. Because what if it worked? What if he
Yeah.
wasn't home and he was out of the house and she was like, holy crap, my husband is totally cheating on me in front of my child.
She tried to break up a family, home wreck a family for like having one more friend around like in Aspen. It's like when we do
Literally.
the Aspen trip, like I really like having 5 friends instead of 4 because 5's a prime number. And we're like
Exactly.
and we're like the main characters. So
Exactly.
it's like if
Dump
one of
your
us isn't there,
husband.
it's like
Dump your
how
husband.
can I even enjoy it?
Give him all the custody of your child and come ski with us. Come dance with us, girl.
Let's finish this. This is painful as heck. Ooh, I know it does, but it'll get better. I would have been able to forgive and work on things if she was having mental health issues or substance problems, but she wasn't. I actually sent her mother recommendations for mental health professionals during that week.
Well, good.
Almost 20 years of friendship down the drain.
Dang, man. That sucks.
And you know what? Hey, because of her, I treat my closest friends like family because apart from my husband's family, I only have my sister in this country. I make time for them, I pay attention, and help them when I can. I thought she wanted the best for me as much as I wanted the best for her. But lesson learned, I guess. And that is the end of that story.
Wow. Case closed.
Case closed. You know what? You can find a new group.
Yeah.
No, you don't need to find a new group because it sounds like Sarah's going to have to find a new group.
Yeah. Yeah. My friend invited her friend to my house while I'm away on vacation.
Your house is her house?
Mi casa es su casa?
I admittedly put myself in this predicament. Last summer, I reluctantly gave my friend permission to invite her friend and son to swim with her while she was at my house sitting. By the way, this comes from Sweetly BRLA, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/okstorytime subreddit. So, I also have made it easy for her to push the boundaries of using my house. We live 10 minutes from each other. We help each other for vacations because we both have lots of pets. It's nice to have someone you trust to take care of them twice a day. But since she comes twice a day and it's so close to her house, she will spend most of the day at my house. She will work from my house and she has her son with her too. She takes full advantage of getting them both out of her small condo for a while. I'm okay with it, even though I don't make myself quite that at home when I take care of her house and pets when she's gone. I'm more annoyed by how she went about asking to have this friend over. Even though I know this other person fairly well, like going to the same events over the years, I only know her through my friend. I'd never text her myself to hang out exclusively. She put me in an awkward position by telling the person that she was going to ask me. Oh, that is weird. Having the mutual friend ask for permission to hang out, to invite herself over. That
is kind of...
Yeah. She even said that they wouldn't even go in the house, just go through the gate. She would probably understand, but it felt awkward to say, you can come, but not her. Yeah. We have a vacay coming up, and I know that she's going to think that she can do this again. How can I retract the invite? I thought about doing the cowardly, my husband said no, but I think that they would take it as my husband not liking them or something. I know it's my house, and there's actual technical reasons to say no for liability reasons. I am not that uptight and I trust both of these people. I just don't want a bunch of people in my house while I'm not there. And there are some comments, but how do you think that she should retract this invite?
With your mouth?
Oh, wow.
By saying, hey, nah, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Actually, don't come in my house. I shouldn't feel like it's like I'm, leaving the house to my teenager who's going to throw a party in it while I'm gone or something like.
Right. But we do have some comments. Commenter number 1 says, I don't really get why you would care since you are not that uptight and you trust both of these people after all. But if you don't want guests, tell her no and blame the liability issue. I mean, it's real, but it's going to sound kind of lame. Don't blame your husband. That is even lamer. If you're doing it because of how she asked, that seems kind of petty. What I'd be curious about, though, is what the actual truth is since you don't really say. Can you finish this sentence? I really don't want you having people over when I'm not there because be honest with yourself and then decide what to do. I guess not the a-hole, but I don't really get it as presented. That's really funny. Commenter number 2 says, not the a-hole. This is your house. You have every right to ask for anyone coming in to respect your space. It feels like maybe saying yes to this guest will open the door to her inviting more people over to your house while you're out. The fact that she mentioned that they will go around the gate and not through your house seems like she already knows that you wouldn't be that comfortable with this, but that doesn't mean the guest won't be in your house, like to use the bathroom. Just be honest with her and tell her that you and your husband just aren't comfortable having people over while you're out, on top of safety and liability concerns. If this is a true friend that wants to keep this mutual pet sitting agreement going, she will respect your wishes. And commenter number 3 says, it's nice to have someone you trust to take care of them twice a day. How nice. Nice enough to allow this, but not so bad that you pay someone who doesn't ask to use the pool? Personally, it wouldn't bother me if my friends came over. If it did bother me, I would stop asking them. You're the a-hole. Big words coming from this commenter.
I mean, like, it's her house.
OP responds to this comment saying, I'm fine with my friend, not my friend's friend. We've got an update, everyone. Let's get right into it. I haven't spoke to my friend about this original issue yet, but I am currently pet sitting for her, and now I'm definitely thinking that I'm being taken advantage of based on what she did this weekend. Our usual arrangement is that I take her small dog to my house, and she will split up her other 3 dogs with me and her other family member. She has a small condo and no yard, and usually walks all her dogs. So she will leave me just one big dog at the house for me to let in and out 2 times a day. The other dogs go to a family member's house with a yard. So each pet sitter only ever deals with 2 of the 4 dogs. She is totally fine with this arrangement since I also have my own pets at home and I have no room for an additional 4 dogs. But this time, when we planned this, I was still pregnant and now I'm 5 months postpartum, so she didn't want to have me doing so much back and forth. She told me that I would just have the small dog and her others would be split at her other family member's house. I now distinctly remember this conversation because I almost said no since I knew I would have a baby. Maybe that's what she said to get me to agree to this in the first place. Well, we never spoke about it until last week just to finalize the details about when I would get that one little dog. Or so I thought. A few days ago, she calls me and says that she is leaving her big dogs at her sister's new house, which is closer to me, and that would be easier on me. They would just be in the yard and I do the usual 2 times a day feeds. Now, I admit I didn't remember at the time that I never agreed to go anywhere and I would just have the small dog. My baby brain has me questioning my own memory. So in the moment, I just said okay without thinking about it. I only asked if I needed a key to her sister's house and she said that they would meet me there on Friday to give them to me and show me where things are and also give me the small dog. I start thinking, I know her sister has a bunch of cats that she rescues, but I know that she is still moving into this new house, so I assumed that the cats were taken care of. This was a mistake. When I get to the house, her sister meets me outside while I put the little dog's crate in my car. She says to me, I don't want to overwhelm you, but it's a lot. Did my sister tell you about the cats and the meds? So she has to watch the cats now? Is that what's happening?
Dude. Hi, I know that this is about to happen right now, but were you told anything that you needed to know?
Oh my gosh. That's crazy. About that time, my friend is coming over and she laughs and tells her sister, no, I haven't told her yet. And her sister gasps, you didn't tell her? I feel confused. My friend doesn't ask, just tells me that I'll need to throw some food to the 4 cats. And her sister adds one of them needs medication once a day and you don't have to do litter because I have 2 litter robots. This pay you. And by the way, our parents' dog is here too and gets meds.
Okay.
Holy crap.
This is a full-time job.
Yeah.
Plus overtime now.
Yeah. We're looking at 7 animals that aren't hers. No.
I'm not going to lie.
9 animals. I did that wrong.
I'm not going to lie, though. I'm saying I can't do this.
Yeah.
I know that this is messing your stuff up, but you didn't tell me this. I can't do this. So you can feel like this is on me, but
Yeah.
I know it's not because you didn't tell me any of this.
Yeah.
So good luck figuring this out.
Absolutely.
Because I can't do it. I can take care of 1 dog.
Yeah.
I can take care of the one dog.
Yeah.
Everything else, you're going to have to figure it out.
I am postpartum, so it's not like I'm in, perfect, like healed health, perfect mental state to take care of 9 animals plus my own.
Yeah.
I know what I should have done, but again, I was still thinking maybe we did talk about the cats when we talked about her moving, but my baby brain is not to be trusted. I was also put on the spot. They were literally packing the cars for their trip. After I left that whirlwind, I remembered her sister just closed on this house a few months ago, and I verified this in my texts to my friend about it. She has been slowly moving from her parents to this new house because she has a bunch of rescue cats. So this was never part of the original pet sitting agreement we made months before. Then I know for sure that I didn't agree to the parents' dog because she told me once I was at the house and gave some excuse why. Don't even remember.
Please tell me that you did not let them just leave. I know that they're just packing up the car. No.
It sounds like she did. Yeah. Yeah. I think, because after I left that whirlwind. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God.
So, oh my gosh, this poor woman with baby brain. My friend definitely just came up with this idea, I guess, when she realized that it was way more convenient for her to bring her animals to her sister's house with a big yard instead of the other family member's house where they would be in a smaller outdoor pen. She even mentioned when I was there Friday that she doesn't like the way that person handles her dogs. So she manipulated me into pet sitting 9 animals. I have the small dog at my house and 4 dogs and 4 cats at the sister's house. 2 pets that need meds. I am so pissed and don't know where to start the conversation we will definitely be having. But I know where you can go to watch full episodes of more stories just like this one. You can go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, whatever your favorite podcast app is. Just search OK Storytime. We'll be there for you, and we won't do this to you.
But folks,
man,
the correct response to this is you go, I know.
Yeah.
And that's hard. You gotta, if you're not, if you can't do confrontation, like that's going to be rough. Like oh God, I'm so mad.
I think OP needs to do a little Google search since these other girls won't do it. Find the most expensive pet sitter and be boop, boop, beep. Hello, friend. I found this person. I can drop them off at their like this shelter, not shelter, but like this doggy pet daycare thing. I'll send you the bill because I can't do this. I don't know what you expect from me. What?
Yeah.
And then hang up.
Oh, I just wish I could have like quantum leaped into OP's body like at that exact moment.
Yeah.
That they're being like packing up the car like, oh yeah, and by the way, you have all these cats and you have to take care of the dog.
Yeah.
Because you actually have all the power in that scenario. They make it feel like you don't, but you do. Because you can tell them in that moment, hey, I'm not agreeing to this. I'm not going to watch those other 8 animals. And you're going to go, but we're like leaving right now. It's like, not anymore.
Not my problem.
Now you have to figure out who's going to actually take care of all these animals.
Exactly.
Because it's not me.
Exactly.
But yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Dang.
There's a tiny bit more to the story. For comparison, when she takes care of my animals, I have 2 dogs and she lets them out 2 times a day. But she can leave them outside for longer if she can't make it, just to make sure that they come in for the night. 2 cats that are indoor and outdoor and have an automatic feeder, so she just has to check their water. And she works from home at my house, swims in my pool, and what the original post was about last summer, her wanting to bring her friend and kid to my house to swim with her and her kid. Edit to add, I'm doing this for 7 days. We never pay each other. This would be well over $1,000 worth of services with a pro. Her sister has said that she would pay me, so I'm going to make invoices for her and the parent's dog. I'll make one for my friend too, but tell her that she will pay me back by pet sitting. She won't know that I will be finding someone else, and I'm going to tell her the day before I leave for my trip.
You're just being, this is absurd.
It's absurd.
This person doesn't value you as a friend.
Yeah.
A friend wouldn't do this to you.
Right.
So like, what are we doing?
Yeah, it's just, big issue. I stand with our original arguments of just like being, no, sorry, I can't do that.
Well,
That's
no,
because
it's like one dog. That's like she has to take care of 8 animals at the sister's house, and then she has the one small dog at her place.
Yeah.
So she would have to go take time out of her day to take
Yeah.
care of 8 animals while she also has a newborn
Yeah.
to take care of,
Yeah.
which is absurd. Newborns aren't allowed around cats or like certain animals for like certain reasons and like all this stuff. It's like, so what are we doing?
What are
like,
we doing?
come on.
Oh my gosh. I'm glad that story's over. I hope she just.
Is it over?
It is over. That
Oh.
was the end of it.